Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Gold once again with the Aspects Laid Up for Changing Man, bringing you another episode today. Remember, if you want to get in touch with me, my email address is mplsmikid@yahoo or gmail.com. I got a Aspects Laid Up for Changing Man page coming soon. I also have Facebook, Gold Washington. Uh, Instagram is Gold Washington, Twitter is Gold Washington, and just trying to get everything started. Trying to do this for the people, try to fix everything that we can and get it back on slant so we can, better the communities that we are uh, forced to live in. This is my probably fourth time trying to do this episode. I feel as if it's something that I really want to get off my chest about the community because I feel like I don't know who's in charge. I really don't, but whoever is in charge wants to change our situations that we feel are right and do it for the wrong. And what I mean by that is they want us to stay at a level where we are not producing the right people, because if we're not producing family homes, we can't produce good communities. If we can't produce good communities, we can't stand as a nation together in the right way to make it so that we're equal and we're striving for success as a group. So on this episode, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I feel like it's 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 very personal because I've been in a single family home, and I feel like that is the one thing that they've been pushing us to have, because if the man's not in the house to help raise the kids in the right way, it makes it so that these kids are not taught the right things, and relationships are poisoned because one thing you don't see is how to treat a woman from a man. You don't see how a woman is supposed to be treated by a man, and you don't see, what happens when they have problems and how they work it out. And how do I think it got started? I'm going to give you a little insight on how I think the black community, and I'm bringing white women and white men into the black community because we are black, and once you have black kids, you are now having them in the black community. No matter if you have white privilege or whatever, it's black community that your wife, husband, or kids have to stand by. So I felt like when Martin Luther King Jr. was alive, he was actually um, teaching us to strive towards peace, and it was becoming that every step that he took. He was noticing more of the struggles of, you know, uh, everything that was trying to sideline that mission, but he kept, to the day that he died, he kept preaching the same message that he, hopes that we can come together one day. And when he died, that cut off the head of who we had leading us towards that way, and we never actually had another person to step up and become him, not him, but lead us in the same type of way he was doing with the same type of message. So when he died, they actually cut off the head. And the one thing that a lot of people don't know is when your mouth is the thing that can actually stop or help something come to your life, like poison, toxins, bad food, all that type of stuff that you can do to destroy the body starts with the head. Unless you like cut into the body, but in an example, if you cut into the body in some other place, you usually want to clean it and cover it so that you make sure it does not get infected for other things getting inside of your body. So if you cut off the head, that makes it so that the easy toxins cannot, you can close and open your mouth at any given time, and you cannot accept things inside of your body at any time. And if you decide to put toxins or poisons or any type of bad food inside of your body, then you can poison the chest or the heart, which the heart pumps blood to every other section. And if they're not getting the type of, you know, flow from the blood, and, you know, it makes it so that you can't move, you can have a stroke, or, you know, any type of thing can happen from poisoning the body. And another thing is if you cut off the head, then you can't see where you're going. You don't see what you're touching. So it's kind of funny that the blind can lead the blind, and if the blind are leading the blind, we're all going off the bridge. You know, so we can't have, you know, someone that doesn't see where we're going lead us in the way that we're supposed to go. And that's why the head of the household, or head of the the head of the family is the most important, because they're the ones leading. They're the ones accepting things into the home to, either, make you more healthy or poison your mind. One example that I want to use is, if you go back into the past, the Bible is a good. The Bible has people in it from other history books, and when you put them together, they actually align with each other as far as, okay, this guy existed in Christianity, okay, but this guy existed in a book that did not have Christianity in it. Oh, well, that kind of makes them appear. So if you think about and this doesn't, a lot of this that didn't happen in history books, you have to actually have to learn this. But there was Saul. He actually, was a Christian back after Jesus died. He went and the person that killed him was Nero. That had him assassinated was Nero. So Nero was a very important person in the Roman Empire. He actually, I don't know why, I forgot the reason. I think it was like to finish his poem or whatever, but he had a big kingdom burnt down. And because of that, when they came to him, it was like, why did this happen? He blamed it on the Christians. And because of that, he actually started a long time of assassinations of people that were actually claiming to be Christian or preaching the Christ. So if you were found back in those days preaching Christ's name or the message that he had, they would tell you to not to denounce him or die. And a lot of people were like, I'll die for him. And they were doing it in the most malicious ways. I mean, you were getting ate by dogs. You were getting crucified. When they had their arena fights, they would, to keep it, the light going at night, to keep it illuminated, they would have, people burning alive on the sticks, just to keep the light going. I mean, people were dying in a lot of tragic ways. And, they did this for a long time until the King Constantine came along and actually stopped it. He really wanted to get into Christianity. He liked Christianity, but he was also pagan. So he actually was trying to get a lot more people to come to, Christianity. But to be comfortable with it, they actually brought some stuff from the pagan religion into Christianity. So a lot of things that we see, that we have, the white Christ, the Virgin Mary, the pictures of people that were on there were from pagan. They were the pagan gods that they brought to Christianity to make pagans more comfortable to be there. So in them allowing, because they stopped it. They stopped the killing because there was no stopping it. You know what I'm saying? When one died, there was always like 3 more that were coming. So we're like, hey, we can't stop. If the devil was a person, he was like, we can't stop the outside. We have to go inside the church. And they actually came inside the church and started poisoning people's minds off of, this is what we're going to do. Sundays and idols. One of the things that they said is honor the Sabbath and no idols. Though no idols. Even Moses was like, hey, I'm going on a mountain. When he came down, they wanted something to serve as God. And he was like, no, this is not what we're doing. He says no idols on the ground. above the earth or anywhere, you guys should serve as your God. So, bringing that into it, people were like, oh, this will be okay. This is fine. These are the things that will change. And it changed a lot into, Christianity. It brought it into it. And I feel like it was the same way with the black community, where because we were broke and because we were in the level where, assistance was the thing to go, uh, we allowed, the government into our homes to control who was there, what was going on, how we handled things. And I really believe this. I don't know for sure, but I think the Black Panther started it where they were giving assistance to people that needed food and help for rent and things in that nature. But then the government took it on, and they made their rules for it. They were saying, hey, there's two parents in the house. We can't have it so that there's two parents just getting assistance. We need one working if there's going to be two there. And to look at it, oh, well, we're going to have him out the house. Okay, he's out the house and you're getting assistance, but where does he go? And most likely he was going to go to another house that accepted him there without having the assistance. So as he built a family in another place, she was alone by herself, having these benefits because of the fact that he could come back and they accepted those rules. So now you have the woman not doing it by herself. She has to feed the kids. She wants to get out of this place. She has to go get a job and build herself up. He's somewhere else. He's probably building himself up, but it's for another family or another situation where he's, applying himself. So then she becomes a single mother because now they weren't building for success. They were trying to get assistance. And she becomes a single mother. And then, if you go live in a apartment complex that is, like financial help, you can't have anybody that's not on a lease there. So, there's a guy there, and, that you can get kicked out for him being there. Okay, I don't need you here because I have them helping me. Having a person look at him, having a woman look at a man and saying you should have had us not in the situation, hurt someone's pride to where they'll go somewhere else, or they don't feel like they're needed. They you know. So now you have two parents in two different households. So the kids are confused, and they tell you, yeah, you can. I mean, it's true. Yes, you can be a great father in another house, which is cool, but the kids don't want the dad out of the house. The kids don't want the mom, not with the dad, and just lonely. Well, not lonely, but alone. And then when you did have, like a family that was working and going, you would have infidelity. You would have, people telling you you're not making enough money. Other people doing better than you, and you feeling like you want to, do just like them. Or the woman saying, she wants to be just like the other woman that has so much other stuff because of the influences that are around. We allow music telling us that, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and influencing you to go the other way, which is, allowing things into your house. You're allowing ideas in your head that, I'm not happy because of the status of money that we have, or I'm not happy because this is going on, and it hurts the family as a whole. And the one thing is a house divided cannot stand. If you're not on the same level, you can't stand together against the storm that's going to happen. They can try for the outside, that's cool. It takes a lot more force to break down the house from the outside than to go inside and just destroy the people that are in, to where they're causing their own trouble to be evicted. Now that house is gone. So, I mean, I feel like it goes on a lot, and even in today we have separation from this same type of stuff. We have drugs.